I'm Sarah the Rebel, and this is Women Wrestling Friends, the show where I talk about wrestling with my gal pals. Over to my right is my co-host, Tamara, aka MisfitsTamara. And to my left, today's gal pal, Cat.
Just like that.
Yes, good, because that's what kind of cat she is. And today we're talking about a few things. We're talking about our 2018 wrestling resolutions. We're talking about the Royal Rumble, which is a little bit early. We'll get to that in a second. And we're also going to talk about this mixed tag shenaniganery. Anyway, we're going to hop into all of that. But first, I want to know how everybody's holiday was. How was your holiday tomorrow?
It's pretty good. So my dad is a musician, and so for Christmas, we went into the studio, my sisters and my niece, and we recorded a song. So that was the thing that we did.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, so that was super interesting.
That's cool. I can't wait to hear your first hit single. What did you do? How was your holidays?
It was delightful. I did absolutely nothing except that I got a cat. He's a little orange boy tabby, and his name is Kenobi. I call him Obi for short.
I just call him Ben. Get your ass over here, Ben. Old man Ben.
My roommate does call him Ben.
Good. We've started calling Bailey Barley as a joke the other day, and every time one of us says it, the other one dies laughing. Like we have no control over how hilarious turning and suddenly saying, "Well, Barley, what do you think about that?" It's not his name. What did I do? I did nothing, but my holiday was fine. I eventually got my mom's card, which was lost in the mail while they tried to figure out a way to get that check out of there. You ain't slick. All of my Christmas cards came opened, and I got one present. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you, Kat. I have some questions to grill you with. Whenever we have a guest come on, we want to introduce you a little more, talk about your own wrestling experience. So, Kat, I'm going to talk about you for a second before asking the questions. Kat is somebody that we know through RPG Night. If any of you nerds don't know what that means, it means we play Dungeons and Dragons.
Slinging that dice.
We throw dice around and pretend to be wearing our wizard hats.
Slinging that dice.
Some more success than others.
Are not very successful. The only rolls I ever do successfully are sex rolls. Anyway.
Consistently.
I have never not seduced an NPC. It's really weird.
That was the one I seduced.
Yes, you did seduce one.
That was a proud moment for me.
Did we get a money deal back from that or something?
We got her ship.
That's right. We got a ship.
She was a pirate captain.
That's right. I remember.
So we seduce someone. Seduce a pirate.
It's fair. So we know Kat from D&D, and we used to talk about wrestling a lot in those sessions because Lawrence, Tamara, myself, and Derek, whose website hosts this podcast, allgames.net. Thank you again. Shout out. We all are wrestling fans. We talk about wrestling all the time, and the rest of the people in the room would just be like, including Kat. And then a few weeks ago, Kat texts me out of nowhere, and I'm like, are we going to get a weird question? And we didn't get a weird question. Well, it was kind of weird. She asked to come to my pay-per-view, to watch a pay-per-view at my house, and I'm like, well, is this the right Kat? You watch wrestling?
New Cat, who this?
Did the number get mixed up here?
Maybe I should double check. So what finally got you into wrestling after not getting into it with the rest of us?
Well, it was a combination of things, both of which are embarrassing.
Good. On brand for you.
Thank you?
Yeah, I think it was.
The first of which, there was someone who I follow who writes, I follow them because they are very active in the Superman fandom, and I like Superman. Mm-hmm. He's great.
I hate him.
Ray of Sunshine Child.
He's great.
And she was constantly blogging about WWE, and I was like, I don't care about any of this. And for some reason, she just went off on this rant about the entire history of the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, betrayal, redemption, betrayal arc. This is before the current team up.
Yes. Which will end in betrayal again.
Yes. And so at that point, it still ended on a terrible betrayal, and I'm like, I'm into this.
Betrayal, you say?
Tell me more about this friendship tragedy. And I started doing research, and the other way is that the boss is super into WWE, and just constant exposure
Good.
The two together, I was like, yes, someone...
Fine.
The stars are aligning. I recognize the signs people are telling me to get into WWE, and here I am, caring about wrestlers.
What's even funnier to me is that it worked, because there are tons of people who are, like, exposed to WWE, and they're still like, this is some child shit, and I don't like it. And that you saw what so many other geeks have seen, which is that this is basically live action anime and soap opera and like all those things we love, just constantly happening all the time. Love, friendships, passion, death. Well, not the death so much, but
I mean, just this one dude.
Sort of, yeah,
or two dudes.
2 to 3 people die.
2 to 3.
People do die wrestling, by the way. We're joking, but it's not a joke. So who is your favorite wrestler then? I can guess, but you tell me.
My favorite wrestler actually is Kevin Owens.
That's
I know he's a heel, and he always probably has been and will be, but I just love that, and the honesty, and I don't know, I just really love all of his storylines.
Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Kevin Owens is a great heel. They let him get to the top of the company looking like he does. That's actually a really big deal in the WWE.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care about it, like, to such an extent. I now follow him on Twitter. I've gone deep down this rabbit hole. There is no escape now. And someone, like, had posted something, like, you couldn't find a better picture of him to a news article, and he replied, and Kevin Owens replied, nope, and then made that picture his Facebook, his Twitter profile picture, and I love that level of just, like, I don't give a fuck.
Yes, c'est magnifique.
He became my favorite. First of all, I loved the Jericho storyline with him. The little tiny caring moments, like dabbing the blood from his nose and holding him gently. I was so into that. And straight up some anime shit, the way they handled that Chris Jericho thing.
It's true.
And it was my favorite thing ever, and we all knew the betrayal was coming, but they kept us on our toes, and we still didn't expect it the moment it actually happened. It was still a shock and a surprise and ripped my heart out, and I felt raw and empty for a long time after that.
Raw.
So,
Little dead inside.
a little dead. I did. I was like, I don't want to talk. My favorite couple broke up.
The morning of Twitter was like full effect. We're like, no.
See, it's funny you say that, because my favorite WWE couple would have to be Kevin and Sami Zayn. So I suppose we would be in a ship war.
Ship war. What was Jericho? So what's Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' ship name?
Samoan.
Oh, Samoan cookies. I don't like it.
It's not. Don't take that and run it.
Zoans?
Zoans?
I think Zoans.
Zoan
Sounds like a ship name.
sounds like
You guys tweet us. Cavains.
Cavains.
That just sounds like a Jewish word for something. Guys, tweet us your answers to what Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's ship name should be. So do you have a favorite female wrestler?
I absolutely adore Becky Lynch. Just other than the fact that she's a great
Also
wrestler,
on your
she's got
brand.
the steampunk and the trench coat. I could also just listen to her talk that's it. Just also, fight, but just talk and say WWE in her. I can't do it, but in her accent.
WWE. I can't do it either. She's got a strong. What I love best about her is she's always saying wild ass shit too, but you don't really notice it that much because you're listening to the accent. But one time she went on a little side note about how her shoulders are boulders. And I was like, what are you Becky, why are people still letting you talk? She's adorable. And she won tonight on SmackDown. Although I'm happy that she won, but I'm real upset about what they chose to do, because now I don't give a fuck about Ruby Riott. Good job, WWE. It's fine. Do you have a dream match that you would like to see? And it could be between your boys that you love and someone else, or it could be anything.
Well, as you mentioned, I'm still fairly new to, and I seem to be finding out more by being like, this wrestler's cool, and looking into more of that, and then, so I'm kind of being exposed in pieces. Like very hodgepodge. So I think I would really like to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against New Day, because I also love New Day.
Yes.
And I think that would be tons of fun, because, Sami Zayn is super high energy, as is all of New Day, and then against Kevin Owens is less energy, but still passion.
They had a great match when it was Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho versus the New Day. It was really good. I was there in person to watch that one. So yeah, I'd love to see that too, if the brands can cross again.
if Royal Rumble
No,
does
they're
not
the same
end in
brand.
terrible betrayal,
Are
and
they?
the partnership ends.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they're both SmackDown.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they are because he
'Cause
keeps
they've
getting in
been-
fights with Brian. Guys, I can't keep this shit straight.
No, it is.
I
Well,
really
it's hard
cannot.
because the Usos, like, and them were
And
so
they've been splitting
insular.
up a bunch of
Yeah, they're so insular. Like the little storylines are not like.
I can never keep this shit
No.
straight. I'm always guessing. I know
And
Paige is on Raw.
Yeah. Well, and the draft's coming up soon, so prepare to be confused again.
Damn it.
Once you get it straight, that's when they mix
I
it
hate
up.
it.
They're like, haha, got used to this for a year, suckers.
Suckers!
Hate it. The only thing that I can get straight, I know who the general managers are. That's it. So now we're going to talk about our 2018 wrestling resolutions. Essentially, it could either be what we want for ourselves for the 2018 year in regards to wrestling, or what we want for WWE. It can be whatever. I left it open to to my friends. So I'm gonna let one of y'all go first because I'm talking a lot.
Okay, I will go. So it's a one for me and one for the WWE.
Doubles.
So for me, I would like to watch more indie matches. I watched them on occasion. I watched quite a few when we were leading up to the Mae Young Classic, so I could get to know the wrestlers there and things like that. But I mean, there's so many good wrestlers out there, and it's hard to keep track of everything, and particularly because the WWE within themselves has like 8 new hours of wrestling just on the specific shows, not even counting everything else,
Right.
like every week. So it's crazy. Excuse me, as I'm coughing forever and dying. Then for the WWE, my resolution for them is a weekly women's wrestling show.
Ooh.
You needs it. You needs it in your life.
True. I needs it.
And
in
I
my
needs
life.
it in my life.
Yeah.
And because I needs it in my life, you now have to do this.
Good. I like this. If anyone wants to watch some great indie matches, look up Tyler Bateman on YouTube and watch all my boyfriend's matches because he's the best.
Because you're occasionally there as well.
Yes, also because sometimes I'm there. In fact, if you watch the latest one, the Santino Bros YouTube channel, you can see me managing. More than just that brief one that you all got to see because I know you watched my Halloween one. But you can see a little bit more and see me actually getting involved. So my resolution is that I actually want to catch up on the old pay-per-views from the 80s and the 90s. I never watched pay-per-views growing up because
they were expensive.
They cost money. They were pay-per-views.
And you're a child.
And your parents were like, don't watch pay-per-view.
Right,
You're a child.
Got it. Cannot do.
Your parents not going to put down $30 so you can watch wrestling.
So there were things people would mention and be like, that's weird that I never saw that. Although I did see a lot of the big milestones I would end up watching, but there are still moments that are missing that are from that time. And I have the WWE Network, which has all of the pay-per-views. So that's my goal for me. Kat?
Mine is I'd like to watch more pay-per-views without having to come over to your house to do so.
No,
something about actually getting that myself.
I'm sorry.
So
Did
I just keep inviting myself over to Sarah's place. It's
That's
fine,
what I
no
do.
big deal.
I just show the fuck up.
Fine, I like it.
And then for WWE, they've talked a few times about being more supportive of LGBT wrestlers and having more potential LGBT storylines, and that's what I really would like that to happen.
Shut up, Darren.
It's 2018 now. It's time.
Yeah, get
The
with
time
it.
has arrived.
And it's not. They should have done a whole Darren Young is secretly John Cena's twin storyline.
This is the funny thing.
They literally look like two halves of the same. Like if this was an anime, they would be brothers that were born on during the day and the night. That's what their origins would be.
Darren Young, legitimately, if you look at his facial structure,
it's actual fakes.
Looks like someone poured chocolate on John Cena.
Just got some cocoa. Just like just get all up in there.
Painted him.
It's
really weird.
Legitimately, this is not
this is not racism.
But for
this
real.
is real.
But
this is like a creative character when you would just change the skin tone slider, and you're like, this doesn't look right.
We have the full slider, and on this side is John Cena, and on this side is Darren Young.
You decide whether John Cena was poured with vanilla or Darren Young was poured with chocolate. Next time, it'll be our
white
next
chocolate and the sweet cocoa of Darren Young.
Yes, I think they have a really great opportunity here. I'm going to forget their names just now because that's great of me. On NXT, I don't like either of them. That's why I can't remember their names right now. Oh my gosh. It's
the vampire chicks.
Yeah.
Peyton Royce and...
she's got crushed velvet on.
Yeah,
it's blue.
My brain.
Peyton
and oh man. Okay.
She's Australian.
No, I like how you're looking like someone's going to reach out with the answer.
No,
like,
I'm grabbing the answer.
We're live, and a live viewer's gonna call in.
Yeah.
Please. Do you have
Help
the
us.
Excuse me. Could
You like to phone a friend?
Okay,
Yes.
I'm
phoning
looking
a
it up
friend
right now.
I don't know why I forgot her name.
I don't
Maybe
either.
they make me hate them, which means they're very good.
Oh yeah, they're super great. They're great.
And they hold hands and they support each other. They would be a really great candidate if you want to introduce a lesbian storyline. Go for it. Everybody likes them. They like what they're doing.
K.
Billy Kay.
Yes,
There we go.
yeah.
I kept being like K Jewelers. K.
Yeah, no.
Nope, that wasn't right. Billy
So
Kay.
like, and every time I can't remember what their tag team is, I'm always like, the lesbian vampires, and everyone's like, yes.
Yes, the lesbian vampire. So
Yeah.
just go ahead and do it, WWE. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
We'll buy that name.
Yeah.
Do it. Those are our resolutions. Let us know. Tweet us if you guys have any wrestling resolutions for yourself or for the big network or for any of the smaller.
And shout out to Peyton and Billy because you guys are dope.
Yeah, I hate you.
Yeah.
So good
you're
job.
doing an excellent job.
We have to talk briefly about the mixed tag Facebook event thing that's going on. I tell you, the more they've gotten into this, the less excited I've been for it.
See, you say that, but the first few they announced, I was hyped for.
Tell us
And
about this hype.
Well, specifically, the only one I had really seen any kind of advertising for was the Alexa and Braun one, and it was like this tweet, and you couldn't get both of them in the frame, and it was just so funny, because she barely even goes up to his elbow, and something about that is just hilarious to me.
Very tall and very small.
I am very excited about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think just also because like Braun doesn't really get to talk a ton beyond "I'm gonna crush you."
Gonna beat you up.
So doing this with Alexa is an interesting like kind of combination to see if like he can.
I don't know because so the videos honestly are what has made me not care about this. The only good one was New Day trying to get Carmella with the pancakes. Did y'all see that? She lifted her hat as she's looking at her hat. I'm like, please do it. Please. Oh my God, please. And she lifts her hat. There's a stack of pancakes on her head like she's a Looney Tune.
Good.
And I screamed out with laughter. I have a witness. I was like, ah! They did it! Bitch got pancakes on her head!
To be fair, none of us doubted you.
Yes.
That you would have screamed in that scenario.
Guys, she lifted her head. They put pancakes on her head. Okay, that was the only good one. All the other ones.
I was
were
okay
so
with Naomi and
awkward.
Jimmy because of the weirdness of Daniel Bryan in that particular one. So basically what happens is he comes into the room that they're announcing the teammates and then the lights turn off and then you see the glowing stuff comes out and like he's like, oh yeah, I do it, baby, we're gonna beat everybody, it's been great. And like picks what he thinks is Naomi up and then the lights turn on and it's Daniel Bryan in Naomi's gear.
Okay, I did not see that one and that sounds amazing.
It was great. So that one was funny.
I didn't like the Alexa and Braun Strowman one because Braun was just like, yeah, she like punches him. It's basically just Nia Jax and her all over again.
I mean, it could be interesting.
The one I have not seen clearly all of the videos that you guys have seen. I've been mostly keeping an eye on their Twitter, which are much shorter and brief videos or pictures, and that's how I've been keeping informed. So.
Yeah,
Sasha Banks and Finn Balor was super weird because first the fuck of all, you ain't gonna tell me that Finn Balor, who walks dick first into life, couldn't swing his hips around like Sasha Banks? You mean to tell me the man who literally is just
walk in the room dick first,
dick first Cirque du Soleil man can't swing his hips around? I don't believe it. I believe Finn was specifically disrespecting Sasha with his little, yeah, I'm gonna do this twirl thing. It was dumb, and I'm upset at you, Finn. But I do think they're gonna be a great team.
Yes.
Because it's basically small, skinny people who don't care about their bodies and will throw themselves into danger.
Head first.
Danger.
Or dick first.
Their team name should be Danger.
Danger. Danger. Danger.
Nia Jax and Apollo Crews. Now, on paper, I haven't seen their video if they have one. This sounds like a powerhouse, right?
So for their video, because it's Titus Worldwide,
they're
they're all in there being loud, and Nia Jax's face is the best. Now people sleep on Nia Jax's facial expression. She has like if you ever look at her in the background when they're doing something that's dumb, she makes the best faces. So she was like, they're being all loud. I'm like, Titus Worldwide. And she's like, like it was pretty solid. But yeah, like Apollo Crews is like
thick and muscle, strong man.
Just
can do a lot.
He's a tiny flippy dude, and he's like anime flippy. Like, you know what I mean? Like like you see like that ninja shit that they do on Naruto. Like, he can do that stuff for real. That's
his life.
That's how he lives.
My favorite Apollo Crews memory. Were you with me when there was that little boy, like either right in front of us, who was like so into Apollo Crews was his hero, and I'm like, how do you exist, little man? Because Apollo Crews is never promoted in any sort of way like he's cool. This was before the Titus brand really took off either.
Well, I mean, he must have saw him on NXT when they were giving him the push.
This little boy, this little child was like, Apollo Crews is my hero. And it was so great to watch him. Miz and Asuka, I have reservations about this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a way to give Asuka a loss without giving her a loss. Unless they're going to have them win, which doesn't... I don't feel like that's the way this is going to go necessarily, but it could... It's a 50-50 shot.
I think it's between them and the Charlotte Flair Bobby pair-up, to be honest. Because the Miz, they do like to make him look strong. Even though we hate him and he's Weasley and he's this and that, he usually wins. My problem is, this pairing is so weird. You've got the Miz, who's all like super talky into himself and is slimy and cheaty, and you have Asuka, who's like pure, powerful, strong, and has this really quirky, strange personality. And I feel like Miz is just gonna talk over her and overshadow her. And
I'm assuming that they're not gonna have either she doesn't want to or they don't want Asuka talking a lot. So you put her with the Miz, who talks all the time,
but who doesn't have the same sort of personality or anything to go with.
But I think that's what they thought, because like if you look at who's there, it's pretty much all heavy hitters. Like, you're not getting anybody like that they've been burying. Apollo and Titus just won a tag match.
Yeah, that was weird.
So I think they're like swinging them back into, just going back into the...
Lana and Rusev was by far the most awkward.
Yeah.
Because first of all, Rusev comes in from here, right? And then it's, oh, we're announcing your thing is. I'm so excited. Can't wait to see what my thing is. Oh, it's my wife. You had to walk past her. And then, like, he's actually really funny, so it was weird that they didn't, like, try to actually do anything funny with them, because, like, if you've seen him on the regional wrestling, or on his Twitter, or on the Total Divas, he is funny.
He's hilarious.
And he didn't do anything. He was just like, yay, we're gonna Rusev Day forever. And then she just kind of conga lined out with them, looking confused.
I don't think they had a clear vision of how that was gonna go.
Charlotte Flair and Bobby Roode make the most sense to me.
Yeah, their video was my least favorite, maybe, but they had it's some sweet robe action. Like, how are you gonna
get matching robes?
Yeah, we're gonna get matching robes.
Charlotte said,
Charlotte said so. She's going to get matching robes.
Tyler Bateman showed me the matching robes picture.
Oh, good.
It exists. If neither of you have seen it, please treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
And he said, I feel like this is going to make you so angry and so happy at the same time. And then he shows me the picture, and I was like, yes! Because it's like, it's so perfect, and I hate you. I hate you, Bobby. I hate you.
Half agree.
Let's see, when we talked about Sami Zayn and Becky Lynch was just announced recently.
The obligatory ginger pair-up, if you will.
They're two underdogs. One of them's from the underground, the other one's from the higher ground.
Coincidentally, two of my favorites as well. So I'm
both,
very excited about that.
And both you would expect to come out to ska music, even though one of them really doesn't. But
yes.
You could see that.
Sometimes people do mix their music up, in fact.
It's true. It is.
It's fairly similar if you're not expecting it. Anyway, so those are the matchups. My money right now is on Asuka or Flair.
Yeah. They're probably gonna. Yeah. That's what. I'm trying to figure out if they're trying to do this in a way where people who aren't going to get a push
get something. That's what I was thinking too.
Which means half of these people who have something going on are going to be out early.
Right. Like, that's why I don't think Alexa or Braun are going to win, because what do they gain from it?
Yeah. Maybe Sasha and Finn.
They are the most technical, like, wow kind of couple.
And I think they could also be, like, a really great team.
Well, yeah.
Like,
and
they could do really well together.
Yeah. They are willing to flip in half, like get like,
flip in half.
Well, they get flipped back, and then their legs come up and smack them in their faces. So like they because they're so bendy.
They are very bendy.
And like
Till they break.
I love Sasha a lot, and she scares me the most when I watch her wrestle because she just is like full 100% committed.
Yes.
And
Finn being so recently from non-WWE is like that as well, because that's how most wrestlers are outside of the WWE. Yeah. Any last thoughts on this mixed tag matchup, which will happen while I'm in Japan, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to be awake or something. I don't know. I've got to figure out time zones.
The magic of time. No, I think that's I do look forward to seeing if they're going to do mashups of any of their
wait, musics. Didn't Goldust and Crazy Like Fox, Alicia Fox?
Oh,
I think they might be a team
if
too.
That's
Am I crazy?
Thing, that would be fascinating to watch.
It's not on my list, and now I'm wondering if this was a dream that I had.
a beautiful, beautiful, weird dream.
I just looked. Okay, they are teaming up.
That's kind of amazing.
Yes, that to me makes so much sense because they're just two crazy people, and their craziness is going to cost them the match, of course. So they're not going to win because they're crazy like Fox.
But it's going to be fun to watch.
Yes.
So and Gold Fox is a solid name.
Gold Fox, I love it. So now we're going to move on to Royal Rumble. These predictions are going to be real sloppy, dirty because we're pretty far out from the Royal Rumble. But as I said, I'm going to be in Japan. And I'm going to go watch some wrestling while I'm in Japan. Ooh. Pretty excited. Sadly, I missed Wrestle Kingdom because timing. But anyway, we're going to do these predictions very early, so don't judge us too harshly. So some of the matches real quick as a refresher. Usos versus... I thought I wrote Shad because I just read Chad Shelton running. And I was like, did I call him Shad? That's the best name.
That's pretty solid.
The Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin in a 2 out of 3 falls. I do think 2 out of 3 falls is an interesting way to do a tag match. And then we've got the Universal Championship, which is Braun versus Kane versus Brock Lesnar. Why Kane is in that? Who knows?
Just because.
We have the WWE Championship match between AJ Styles, and it's a handicap match because he's versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn because of his big fat mouth. I'm going to skip that one for now. Seth Rollins, Jason Jordan versus The Bar for the tag titles. That's a weird pairing that I never saw coming. But it's fine, Dean goes and gets himself hurt and ruins the Shield. It's okay. The U.S. title match, the U.S. title belt tournament. I don't know what they're calling that. Have you guys been following that at all?
Not really. I'm a little bit behind on watching full episodes right now. But I'm aware of it. It's a kind of weird.
It's really weird. So for anyone who hasn't been watching or doesn't know what this is, Dolph Ziggler won, and we were all very surprised that he won at Clash of Champions. And then apparently the next show came out and was like, did a "This Is Your Life" for himself, and then said, "You don't deserve me," and put the belt down and left, and they couldn't find him. Yeah. So they created a tournament.
Is he shooting a movie right now?
I don't know. The man has ramen hair.
There have been a lot of wrestlers in movies recently.
Well,
it's a thing. They actually have a division.
They have a movie
division. Yeah, it's really weird. They saw The Rock.
I was thinking of the Fernando, the bull. With John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena.
Yeah. It's a thing they do. It's really weird, and it's a thing that they do with cartoons
and
and with movies.
You
look. Did you say Scooby-Doo?
Yes. No, there's 2 Scooby-Doo WWE movies, and they are fantastic.
I need to find this immediately.
No, watch it. You will not regret it. It's ridiculous and great.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the thing that is a real thing. So I think tonight Mojo went over on Ryder as we all suspected. So it is Bobby Roode versus Mojo Rawley and Jinder versus Xavier.
It's probably going to be Mojo and Jinder.
I want to believe, and so I'm going to say what's in my heart. I want to believe that they believe in Xavier Woods and will let him get to the finals. That is what I want to believe.
Well, I guess
my heart agrees with her heart.
Yeah, I mean,
I
think a Roode Woods match would be really interesting. I don't know. I mean, and it would be interesting to have one of the New Day, Woods in this case, have a single title. And maybe they could get the doubles title and it could be a whole thing. That would be a very interesting thing to play out for a couple months. Yeah. So, I don't know. It could go either way, but like my gut is telling me
I think your gut's probably right.
Mojo.
But this time I want to
with Mojo winning, unfortunately. Because then it'll be heel Mojo versus. Oh, it's whoever wins this wins the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It would be Mojo versus Bobby, and then whoever beats the Jinder and Xavier. Tournaments are confusing, guys.
Yeah. So I think actually Mojo will get his first title.
You think so this early?
Yeah, I kind of think so, because then, and then you can put Mojo versus Zach in WrestleMania, or Mojo versus Jinder, depending on how they want to push that, or Mojo versus there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it, but they were kind of trying to push him before, and then he got hurt. Yeah, so yeah. I feel, because remember, we didn't think Jinder was gonna win.
That's true.
And Jinder all of a sudden was just like, oh, there you go.
Suddenly we had a champion Jinder, and he was not hindered. It's true.
Jinder was not hindered.
So then the Women's Royal Rumble and the Men's Royal Rumble. So far, this is who I know, and this might have been updated tonight, and I didn't see it. But so far for the women's, we know we have Naomi, Asuka, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Bayley, Natalya, Paige, Sonya, Mandy, Mickey, Tamina, Lana, Carmella.
So basically everybody but the championship holders.
Mm-hmm. And then for the men's, we have John Cena, who we can't see, Finn Balor, Randy, Shinsuke, Elias, Baron, Matt, Samoa. I almost said Matt and Hardy. Samoa Joe, and Bray.
Oh, sorry. That's from a different part. I just made a realization of the thing. Sorry.
Things just came together for tomorrow.
Yeah. Continuing.
Did we both do the same thing?
What? In the predictions? Perhaps.
I think.
Maybe.
We'll
talk about predictions.
Yeah,
instead of staring at the screen and not talking to you for a second, we will just tell you our prediction. So, because it's so far out and we're kind of like, and there might still be people getting announced before it happens, we did who we think will be the final 3 in the ring. Any of you want to go first?
You want our final 3? Okay, so I think the final 3 is going to be Cena, Kevin Owens, and Finn Balor. Because I'm assuming Kevin Owens is going to be in there.
Okay.
So we did these independently of one another.
Yes.
And I had Kevin Owens, Shinsuke, and Finn Balor. So clearly we agree on
Fancy Finn.
On Finn and Kevin. So.
And I had Cena and Shinsuke and Baron Corbin. So it's like I took one from each of yours. I think they keep building on Baron Corbin. They love this man. I hate him. That wizard-looking motherfucker. But they love him. So I think Baron Corbin's going to be in the top 3. I think you can't put Cena in a Royal Rumble and not have him last for a really long time.
Yeah, he's going to be there for, I'll be really surprised if he's not in at least the top 5.
Right.
Top 3.
He's going to be in the top no matter what. And then Shinsuke, I think this will be a really great way to give Shinsuke something, since they don't seem to really know what to do with him very well. They're just showing that he's really strong, but he's not really getting anything. They're not making him a champion yet. So give him this, and then we'll see what happens for the rest of the year. So we want to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble, Final 3?
Mm-hmm. Cool. So I think it's going to be Asuka, Naomi, and Paige.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Asuka, and I think that Alexa Bliss is going to come in.
Okay.
And I think that Sasha Banks is going to come in, and I think that they're going to be top 3.
Okay. So all 3 of us picked Asuka as one of the top 3.
Shocking.
Shocking.
No one is ready for Asuka.
Too fast.
I think Paige as well, because they did love... I mean, letting Paige come back after all that shit that happened, they clearly believe in Paige and like Paige a lot. And then, you know what? My wild card is Bayley. I think they've been using Bayley really poorly.
Yeah.
But Bayley is still super, super, super popular with young girls. And so she's still probably selling merch, still pushing stuff. So I think this would be a good way to give Bayley something.
Also, from the kind of I'm a fangirl too angle, having her win the first Rumble is a really good story push, and so and she'll probably since she's not announced as far as we know at this moment, she could be one of the surprise entries because I don't like it. Okay, so maybe they'll do this. I don't like it when they announce almost everybody who's in it. My favorite part of the Rumble is, surprise! Who's going to be here?
Who could have possibly seen this coming?
Yeah, exactly.
Wrestlers in Royal Rumble?
Yeah, there was a year where Jimmy Superfly Snuka and Roddy Piper were 2 of the guys in there, and everyone was like, what the? Because it was 2015. So these are old.
I think Undertaker was our what the fuck last year, if I remember correctly.
Well, Undertaker was supposed to be the what the fuck, but they announced it the weekend before.
Who was it then that was still the what the fuck? Maybe there was no one.
There was no
Enzo came out like 40 or so, 39 or something, and we were all like, why?
Oh yeah, because he had just gotten his ass beat earlier. Somebody who had just gotten their ass beat earlier came out.
I can't remember. I was there, but I'm not remembering.
Yeah, I don't remember because it was a lackluster thing because we knew everybody who was in there. Like if you had, because that was the Brock Goldberg Undertaker thing, and so all three of them announced, and I'm like, why would you? That's dumb. That's just like dumb.
But back to what you said though, I'm still thinking about it because I'm so enraptured with this idea that I'm now sure this won't happen because it's too good. Okay, but if Bayley came into the Royal Rumble and won, and that was the storyline, that would be fucking amazing. It would be so good. Too bad they won't do it. But
we skipped to it. I had theories about the matches.
Oh no, the surprise entrances. Are we talking about the surprise entrances? Or
no, we were just laying out
all the people in
all
it.
the matches and the
which
individuals.
theories
the championships one.
I
feel like the WWE Championship between AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I'm very concerned that it'll end with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn winning, and we'll have another betrayal. And I can't emotionally handle that right now because I got into it when there was still a betrayal, and then I got deeper into it with the whole they're friends again now, and I can't handle losing that so soon. I only just got here.
I think that I don't think it's gonna change hands till WrestleMania.
Okay.
Because AJ Styles is a fan favorite. It's a storyline that people will be invested in for the next month and a half until we get there. So having the title match, and then you always get a rematch, right? Yeah. So
how about a fear, if not a theory, a fear,
a
deep-seated fear.
I mean, they could
in my heart.
They could go that way with AJ winning it back from the two of them at WrestleMania. It's just
I'd be okay with that.
I don't know how. It depends on how long they're gonna do that. Because, if we're talking about if we want to go back to the surprise entrances.
Yes, I'm sorry, I completely derailed.
I want to talk about my boyfriend.
Talk about my feelings.
So for the surprise entrances, Sarah and I do agree on a name, and that name is
Chris Jericho.
Dun, dun, dun. I actually agree on that as well.
Yeah, so I think, okay, so yes, so yeah, we all agree. Because the most interesting storyline that you could possibly have at this point, once you get rid of AJ and that whole thing is a Jericho wedge storyline. So it's like, your ex is coming back looking all good and shit. And, you're like, oh.
You and I have our ship war.
Yeah.
Because Sammy did try to warn Jericho.
Yep.
So being like the thing, the reverse, I think that could be really interesting.
And then you could put Jericho and Sammy together versus Kevin Owens.
Be adorable.
Why would you do it?
Because it's high soap opera and it needs to happen.
Oh, God, you're right.
I like that's what you had to say.
Yes, high soap opera.
This is what's gonna. Don't worry, it'll probably take a long.
Yeah, this is gonna be a thing that stretches out over the next 6 months. So
I look forward to it.
Yes.
So I think Chris Jericho, because he's hot right now with that Wrestle Kingdom match with Kenny Omega, that we all were so hyped for and so surprised. So what an amazing surprise that would be if he then came right back to WWE immediately, entered the Royal Rumble. Some people would even say that a bigger one would be like Kenny Omega comes, but I don't think they're going to be able to get that.
Yeah, no, I don't. I thought about it too, and I almost put that down there, but I don't think they're going to do that.
But it would be really cool if that was like the deal they made. Like, yeah, Chris, you can go over there, but Kenny's got to come over here.
Yeah.
For one show.
Because why not?
Why not, indeed. So we've all think Chris Jericho. I have a few weird ones. Pete Dunne, who is a UK champion right now. I think that would be a really easy one to do because he's in the WWE and he's part of the thing, and that would be a way to bridge it, maybe even get people to go over and watch some of that. So I think he would make sense, personally.
I almost put Tyler Bates on my list for the same reason. Instead I went with Drew McIntyre because even though I believe he's still a title holder on NXT, and usually I'm behind on everything. And usually title holders don't enter the Rumble, but there's going to be at least one NXT guy in there, and my money's on Drew.
Okay. I think for old school people... Oh, did you want to say one? Sorry, I just skipped you.
I think that Kofi's going to come in because I look forward to seeing his miraculous and absurd recovery from almost getting knocked out again. I was watching the compilation of that earlier today. I look forward to see the 2018 version, so I think he's going to have to be in there.
I'm still really salty that Kofi has never won a Royal Rumble.
He's gotta.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm still. I just want everybody to know that I'm still salty.
At least not this year.
Maybe that'll be his retirement match.
Yeah.
We'll finally let you win a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
You've managed to avoid getting knocked out so miraculously.
So good.
You'll manage it the entire time.
Enjoy. Have fun coming up with 17 million ways to avoid. For my old dudes coming in, I think Kurt Angle would make a little sense since he wrestled earlier. And it would be surprising because you'd be like, what the shit, Kurt Angle?
What you doing here?
What are you doing? And I think I heard a rumor and I like the rumor, so I'm going to go with it. I watched Rey Mysterio wrestle the other day. Tyler Bateman was on the show, so I was there supporting my man-mans. And it was Rey Mysterio's show, and he wrestled, and a man still can wrestle, so...
That would be... Get 619, a couple of fools.
Would like to see my Raymond mystery.
The mystery of Raymond. So I was thinking about my old school dudes, and most of them have been used in the most prominent guys, and then the other ones I'm like, oh, Batista's he's in Guardians of the Galaxy and now
I'm
he's
too
not
hopped on
coming back.
steroids. I'm not turning back now.
I'm an actor, and I make that Marvel movie money, and I don't need this anymore. So I. For whatever reason, Rikishi popped in my head, and I was like, ooh, Rikishi. But then I was like, I don't know why he stopped wrestling, so I don't know. But my actual pick, Rob Van Dam.
He is still in shape.
Still in shape. Getting that ponytail as tight as it ever was. Like, he's there. He's good. He still can pull off his crazy-ass moves, so that could be a thing. That's one of the few kind of big-name dudes that I can think of that probably will come back.
I've gotten to meet him a few times because his girlfriend comes and trains at Santino Bros sometimes, and I wrestle with her when she does. So that was really cool. I didn't say anything to him because I didn't want to be awkward, but I was happy to bask in his presence.
Make it
and weird. Basking is never awkward.
Do you have any other predictions? Well, quietly
basking.
Jeez.
We have exhausted the wrestlers that I am fully aware of. They are almost entirely either in or not a huge... Yeah,
good.
We're out of wrestlers.
Out of wrestlers that Cat knows. We've reached our limit. So let's talk about the women a little bit.
Yes. I feel like it's obviously we're gonna have to get a bunch of people from other rosters to fill this out. So obviously there's gonna be some NXT people there,
and some folks from Mae Young.
And some folks from Mae Young. So my picks are Bianca Belair, super impressive. Candice LeRae, super impressive. And Jazzy Gabbert. That Candice Jazzy match was so good. And it's crazy to me that I haven't seen Jazzy more places after that because she had such a great show.
Jazzy was the big German woman, right?
Yes.
Okay, so fun Jazzy fact.
Oh.
After a lot of the women were offered, apparently, contracts with the WWE after the Mae Young Classic. And the reason why some of them couldn't accept the contracts is because the WWE has their own doctors do a very rigorous set of tests. And it turns out that Jazzy has some fused bones in her spine.
Oh, okay.
And so WWE had to rescind the contract that they offered her because she can't wrestle with fused neck bones. So she's going to get surgery, and either she will never be able to wrestle again, or there's an opportunity she'll be able to get to the WWE after the surgery.
So really the two polar opposites of the results.
Yes.
So there's no middle ground there.
Correct. Yes. So that's why we haven't been seeing Jazzy.
That's disappointing.
It is, because she would have been awesome in the Royal Rumble.
Good. All right, well, I have to think of somebody else then.
For me, I think the Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane.
Pirates.
I think Shayna is being built up as this big evil monster lady, so to me it would kind of make sense to get her in. I don't think she could win though, so I think they'd have to all team up and somehow get her out sneakily. Or she gets herself somehow disqualified.
Yeah, or you could have Nia run her over.
Right, there'd have to be something really extreme to get her out. But her or one of the other MMA girls would make sense to me because it's Rhonda, it's her, it's this other girl, Jessamine, I believe her name is. They've all been training, so I think they're a possibility.
Oh, Melanie Martinez. Melanie Martinez.
I think there's a different first name. Martinez, the really hot, Latina. Mercedes
Martinez.
Yes, it's Mercedes. Mercedes
Sorry,
Martinez.
My bad.
She's
great. I think that's going to be my third pick.
The only woman I am this sexually attracted to. Candice LeRae is also my other pick. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think it's beyond time that I don't know why she isn't already in the WWE. She's got the look. She's adorable. She's really, really, really good. Do it. Book it.
Yeah, get it.
Do you have any surprise entrants for women? I'm guessing not, because they're a little more rare. This has never happened before.
I'm pretty familiar with the ones who are already slated, and I guess Alexa Bliss. I think that she's going to be in there.
A surprise. That's right. You did pick that.
I mean, from a tactical standpoint, by surprise entering yourself in the thing that whoever wins is supposed to face you, and then sliding out and hiding for most of it to win at the end.
Chris Jericho hid that entire time.
Yeah, he did, and that would be a great heel move for her.
Well, I also think it would be fun because of Royal Rumble has you have to go over the top rope, and she's so tiny. You have to physically pick her up and place her over the top rope, and I think that would be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
that's true.
And also, I enjoy her.
She's very small. All right, guys, those are our predictions. Kat, tell people if you want them to find you anywhere where they can find you. If you don't, say so long, suckers, or however you want to say it.
My Twitter is @ScriptandSkate, and that's all you're going to get from me.
Boom. Tomorrow, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Twitters and also the Grams @MisfitsTamara.
And you can find me everywhere you can possibly think of @SarahTheRebel, even in your mom's house. And you can find Women Wrestling Friends on Twitter @WomenWrestlingF. Because we ran out of room. And if you know how to hack Instagram, let us know, because we have an Instagram. We just can't get the password to it. And thank you so much for watching. We will be back it'll be a while, because I'm going to be in Japan for 2 weeks. I'll see if I can do any kind of post, like an update on YouTube or something like that. But we will not have an episode again until February. So enjoy the pay-per-view, and we'll see you next time.
Nice meeting all of you.
Bye.